Egal, welchen Schrecken du an diesen dunklen Orten begegnest, fass dir ein Herz und bahne dir einen Weg hindurch. Es gibt keine frühzeitigen Enden. Es gibt keine falschen Entscheidungen. Es gibt nur neue, unverbrauchte Perspektiven und Neuanfänge. Das ist eine Liebesgeschichte. Hallo liebe Leute, hier ist wieder David. Heute spielen wir nur ein paar Tage verspätet ein Spiel zu Halloween. Nämlich Slay the Princess, The Pristine Cut. Ich bin mir nicht hundertprozentig sicher, worum es hier geht. Also ich bin mir nicht mal 10% sicher, worum es hier geht. Scheinbar geht es darum, diese Prinzessin dort zu ermorden. Und das schauen wir uns jetzt mal an. Ich habe die Untertitelsprache auf Deutsch gestellt, damit alle auch mitlesen können. Und werde fleißig vorlesen. Ich hoffe, das macht meine Stimme mit. Dann lass uns doch mal loslegen. Kapitel 1. Der Held und die Prinzessin.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh, das wird sogar vorgelesen.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, gut zu wissen.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Wer sagt denn was vom Ende der Welt? Oh, Parallax-Effekt. Schön. Das Ende der Welt, was soll das heißen? Hast du schon mal daran gedacht, dass sie die Welt vielleicht nur zerstören wird, weil sie eingesperrt ist? Eine Prinzessin zu töten klingt doch aber ziemlich schlimm, meinst du nicht? Ach herrje, sind das viele Antworten. Kann das nicht jemand anders machen? Vergiss es, da mache ich nicht mit. Hast du schon in Betracht gezogen, dass ich es begrüßen könnte, wenn die Welt endet? Kriege ich denn dafür eine Belohnung? Okay, danke, dass du mir erklärst, was ich zu tun habe. Klasse, ich wollte schon immer eine Monarchin um die Ecke bringen. Vive la Revolution! Setze den Weg zur Hütte im Stille fort. Dreh dich um und geh. Was soll denn das heißen?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Okay. Aber wie soll eine Prinzessin, die in einem Keller eingesperrt ist, die Welt zerstören?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Alle zählen auf mich. Hast du irgendwelche Beweise dafür?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Da hat er natürlich recht. Na dann, Na gut, ich gehe zur Hütte und rede mit ihr. Wenn sie wirklich so schlimm ist, wie du sagst, überlege ich mir, ob ich sie erschlage. Aber ich entscheide mich erst, wenn ich von Angesicht zu Angesicht mit ihr geredet habe.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But, a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Okay.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Okay. Ja.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Ich setze den Weg zur Hütte fort.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Ja. Nimm die Klinge.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Ab in den Keller. Jetzt hat sie mein Cursor sogar
The
eine
door to the
kleines
basement
Messer.
creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Ja.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Red dir das ruhig ein.
Who's there?
Ich.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hallo. Hallo, ich glaube, ich soll dich töten.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
Versuch ich doch.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Nein. Ich mache keine Scherze. Nein, das war kein Witz.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked?
Ich mache die Musik mal ein kleines bisschen leiser. Es wirkt ein bisschen laut.
Don't you dare.
Nee, die Klinge behalte ich schön in der
Fine.
Hand.
We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Ich bin ja ein Held.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Dieses Messer in meiner Hand.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Das stimmt, aber ich habe ein Messer.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Ich meine, wir spielen hier ein Spiel, das heißt Slay the Princess. Dann machen wir das natürlich.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Das war einfach. Oh. Ich bin kein Mensch. Ich habe Federn, sehe aus wie eine Krähe.
Oh,
Warst auch ein bisschen überrascht von?
this is it, isn't it?
Ja.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Werden wir ja sehen, ne?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
Okay.
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Ja, die ist hin. Klar, die ist hin. Doch, die ist hin.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
Yep. Ab nach Hause.
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Quatsch.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
Hat es vorher auch schon so gewabert? Oder kommt uns nur so vor?
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Ja, reicht. Geht.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Oh no!
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Oh, na gut.
I'm so glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Ja.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Ja, das ist meine Hütte und in meiner Hütte bin ich für immer glücklich.
Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Doch, klar. Doch, klar.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess.
Okay.
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of
Ja,
here.
aber wohin
The
denn?
little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Was für eine schöne Existenz. Hey, good ending! You did it! Saved everyone! Sehr gut. Ja, das ging doch fix. Dann vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten... Na gut, okay, ich spiele noch eine Runde. Ich krieg sogar Applaus. Ich bin einfach so gut. Vielen Dank. Vielen Dank. Vielen Dank. Vielen Dank. Orchester und Komponist, okay. So viele Schriftarten. Vielen Dank, dass du unser Spiel gespielt hast. Als Zeichen unserer Dankbarkeit findest du hier die Tracklist für eine besondere Playlist. Nur für dich. Falls du einen Screenshot aufnehmen möchtest, kannst du die Benutzeroberfläche mit H ausblenden. Princess, the World Ender, Eternal Bliss. Yay, you did it. Ich kehre zum Hauptmenü zurück. So, fortsetzen? Oh. Das hätte ja auch mal was Besonderes sein können. Ups. Kehre zum Hauptmenü zurück. Na gut, dann nochmal von vorne. Diesmal bringen wir sie einfach mal nicht
You're on a
um.
path in the wood. You're here to
Ja, habe ich schon gehört. Hast du vielleicht schon mal daran gedacht, dass die Welt vielleicht nur zerstört, weil sie eingesperrt ist?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Ist das so?
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And
Okay.
before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Ja, aber
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
na doch, natürlich.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Nee. Oh, diesmal habe ich keine Lust darauf.
Seriously?
Ja.
You're just going to turn around and leave?
Nö.
Do you even know where you're
Ja.
going?
Nö, ich weiß nicht, wohin ich gehe, aber ja, ich gehe einfach. Oh. Ist ja gut. Du bist echt hartnäckig. Ich gehe zur Hütte und da schlagt die Prinzessin. Boah. Nee. Diesmal nicht. Nö.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Ja,
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong.
richtig.
Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Ja. Wir haben ja gesehen, wenn ich sie umbringe, dann verschwindet das hier alles im Nichts. Also ist das wohl die falsche Entscheidung.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Ja, doch. Er ist ich.
That's strange.
Ha.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
Oh,
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Danke, Railroading DM. Ich gehe wieder
You're
weg.
really keen on wasting everyone's time,
Ja.
aren't you?
Ja.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Als ob. Das sah vorhin nicht so aus. Ich lasse mich nicht emotional von dir erpressen.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that.
Pff.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Ja. Und ich hoffe, diesmal finde ich einen Freizeitpark.
Oh, would you look
Ah.
at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not
Oh,
normally
Mensch.
one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Ich habe wirklich keine andere Wahl, mich zu wehren. Ach ja, dann laufe ich eben in eine andere Richtung los. Schon wieder. Ich bahne mir einfach so lange einen Weg durch die Wildnis, bis ich irgendwann von hier entkomme.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Das ist
And
mir
here
egal.
we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Die ganze Welt wird Hütte.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Überall die Hütte.
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you?
Ja.
It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Da hast du vollkommen recht. Ich gehe dir so lange auf den Senkel, bis du mich hier auslässt.
You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Okay. Oh, Kapitel 2. Der Fremde. Nee, die Fremde. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Das kannst du gar nicht wissen.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Das kannst du auch nicht genau wissen. Ich glaube, ich habe gerade ein schreckliches Déjà-vu.
Terrible sense of déjà vu. No,
Ja.
you don't have that.
Doch.
This is the first time either of us have been here.
Ich habe eben gerade Kapitel 2 gelesen.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The
Na,
world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
nö, ich gehe wieder. Diese Wände gab's letztes Mal noch nicht. Du kannst nicht einfach dazu zwingen, zur Hütte zu gehen.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Ja, stell dir nur vor. Okay, ja, ich gehe jetzt zur Hütte, wo ich definitiv die Prinzessin erschlagen
You
werde.
know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
Woher weißt du das? Hast du auch die Textboxen gelesen? Das große Lügen davor gelesen? Oh,
Before you go any further.
ja, bitte?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Ich drehe mich um und
If
gehe.
we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Stimme des Nonkonformisten.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Okay. Dann gehen wir wohl zur Hütte.
The cabin interior
Oh,
is
oh.
wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space.
Ha.
But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Was für ein merkwürdiger Effekt, aber ziemlich cool. Vor allem, dass der Boden auch so auseinandergeht.
The only furniture of note is a plain table.
Da ist er.
Its legs all the wrong lengths. Its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Letztes Mal war die Klinge über den Tisch hinweg
The
rausragend.
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Ja, aber
If he
ich...
wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
Richtig.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Na, so lange bis du mich in Ruhe
You can't
lässt.
just say that. But when everything here is so wrong.
Richtig. Du kannst mir alles Mögliche erzählen.
Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
Ich glaube, ich nehme das Messer und versuche, die Prinzessin zu befreien.
And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together.
Ach so.
Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
Na gut.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job. So you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
Richtig.
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
Offensichtlich real.
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Nähere dich dem Spiegel. Du hast den Spiegel an der Wand gar nicht erwähnt.
Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Doch, das Fenster und noch ein Fenster und das Fenster und der Boden.
There's definitely a mirror.
Hier.
There isn't.
Doch.
You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Genau so ist es nämlich. Wieso solltest du uns anlügen? Was bringt das?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Ich guck mir den Spiegel an.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Dies ist kein Spiegel.
This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Früher oder später werde ich einen Spiegel finden. Na gut, dann nehmen wir die Klinge mit.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. We'll look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Na, dann nehme ich natürlich den Griff.
Switch your grip on the blade.
Hack, hack, hack,
Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better?
Ja!
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Tschüss.
Yes! Do it!
Ja.
Seriously.
Oh, links und rechts.
You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it.
Yep.
We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that.
Klar.
I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon. What's
Nein,
done is
brauchen wir
done.
nicht. Keine Waffe.
Good luck, hero.
Ab in den Keller.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
Eher unpraktisch.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down.
Ja, alles nach unten.
The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
Ja, würde ich aber auch sagen.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No.
No.
Thank you.
Nah.
Oh, don't be such a baby.
Ach komm.
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap.
Das würde ich aber auch
Like
sagen.
whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we
Soll
already
ich sie
tried
erwürgen
turning
oder
around
was?
and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure.
Na?
And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Das gefällt mir. Nimm die raue Treppe zu deiner Linken, nimm die mittlere Treppe, nimm die weiche Treppe zu deiner Rechten. Die rechte führt in so einen schwarzen Bereich. Die linke, die mittlere auf jeden Fall nach unten, die linke sehe ich nicht so. Ich nehme die weiche Treppe zu meiner Rechten.
You step to the right.
Ach, das war der
Path
Bereich
feels
für den
soft
Text.
and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next.
Wachstreppe.
You bet.
Oh, Entschuldigung. Der Abstieg kostet dich so gut wie keine Kräfte, da die Treppe den Großteil der Arbeit übernimmt. Es ist, als könntest du gar nicht ausrutschen, stolpern oder vom Weg abkommen.
But the further you go, the deeper you sink in.
Bluck, bluck.
First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight.
Ugh.
Softness threatens to swallow you whole,
Oh.
to wrest control of your body
Kistentreppe.
and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence.
Weird.
It's slow going,
Oh.
but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears. and you can feel yourself begin to untether.
Ich bin nicht hier.
Physical sensations dull and then
Nichts
vanish,
ist hier.
until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Ich habe nicht mal mehr eine Hand. Ich habe nur noch einen Kopf.
Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity.
Abgefahren.
Are you okay?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
Weird.
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
Okay.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here.
Ist plötzlich ganz dunkel hier.
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Ja, schon. Es tut mir leid, ich wusste nicht, dass ich hier bin.
That's okay. Sometimes I forget where I am too.
The
Reassuring.
shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. She's so warm and friendly. It's deception. Don't buy into it.
How strange.
Ah!
So, why are you here?
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
Das war die freundliche und die ist ein bisschen
We can do that?
skeptischer.
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it.
Letztes Mal habe ich
It seems
sie
to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen.
einfach umgebracht,
If
aber
only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever
Okay.
thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them.
das kann ich gut.
It's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now.
Aber muss ich jetzt beide
New
oder
plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Wie heißt du?
You can call me Princess, if you'd like.
Das war die mittlere.
Princess.
Okay. Es könnte ja einen Grund geben, warum du hier unten eingesperrt bist. Weißt du, warum du hier unten bist?
I don't know why I'm here, but there has to be a reason, right? You don't just lock a princess away in a place like this without a reason. I wish I knew what it was. But you
Ah.
know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
Oh, wie traurig.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Ja, aber es ist trotzdem interessant. Hier runterzukommen war seltsam. Als hätte man mich auseinandergenommen und wieder zusammengesetzt. Weißt du, was mit mir passiert ist?
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now.
Ja,
But
schön.
I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either.
Ja, wir sind schon zu viert. Zu fünft, ah.
Send something better to deal with me. If the stairs manage to chew you up,
I will devour you.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
Creepy. Es gibt jetzt mehr von dir.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best.
Okay.
I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. It must be fear creeping into your heart.
You know you can't stop me.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again.
I don't like where this is going.
Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are.
Aber ich habe kein Messer
How
mehr.
would we even do that? Where would we start?
Ja, genau. Und mit welcher fangen wir an?
We'd always start by retrieving the blade.
Die von
The one
draußen?
he made us throw out the window.
Muss ich jetzt... the one you made us throw out the window. Dann müssten wir wieder hochgehen, die ganze Treppe.
I wasn't the one who threw it. Oh, come on, you told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us. Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions. This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different?
Genau. Also, die wirkt schon böse, aber die anderen...
Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her.
Okay.
Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Ja, würde ich aber auch so sehen. Oh, wow. Ich werde dich hier rausholen. Versuch sie zu befreien. Ich weiß nicht, was du bist, aber ich kann dir nicht vertrauen. Ich kann hier auf gar nichts vertrauen. Lass ihn Keller zurück. Denke reumütig daran, wie du die Klinge aus dem Fenster geworfen hast. Mein Handy macht Geräusche. Also muss ich wohl alles wählen.
Wait, that's not right.
Ja.
Go on. You take a step forward.
Ah.
Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride.
Okay.
You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Oh.
You find the blade suddenly in your hands.
Ah.
Once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
Plötzlich liegt die Klinge in deiner Hand. Es passiert alles auf einmal. Du löst damit ihre Fesseln, während du oben bleibst, sie erschlägst und sie ihrem einsamen Schicksal überlässt. Hier versuche ich sie zu erstechen. Hier versuche ich die Fesseln zu lösen. Das sieht aus, als ob sie selber die Klinge hätte. Hier sieht es aus, als ob ich gehen würde und hier sieht es aus, als ob ich gar nicht da gewesen wäre.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
Ja, schon Chaos.
But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say?
Boah.
I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all.
Erzähler? Erzähler? Erzähler!
Falls apart?
Hä?
I think he's gone.
Der Erzähler ist weg.
We were never going to salvage this, were we?
Oh, ich wusste nicht, dass dieses Spiel KI benutzt.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others, they just don't fit.
Super creepy. Aber auch ziemlich cool.
We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
No.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
Ich kann mit dem Messer bestimmt.
We should help her. I think we did this.
Wir sind daran schuld?
How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Please. Das wird schon wieder. Ah. Doch du weißt nicht, ob sie deine Antwort hat hören können. Sie ist fort und etwas anderes hat ihren Platz eingenommen. Der Spiegel.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Warum ist der Spiegel da? Ich weiß weder, wo sie ist, noch wie wir nach ihr suchen sollen. Der Erzähler ist weg. Ich glaube, ich sollte in den Spiegel schauen.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
Wer
What
weiß?
are we supposed to do now?
Ich weiß weder, wo sie ist, noch wie wir nach ihr suchen sollen.
She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
Ja, der komische Spiegel.
Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Ich glaube, wir gucken in den Spiegel.
Dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Meinst du nicht?
Don't do that. I'm begging you, don't do this.
Doch, wir gucken da rein. Der Spiegel hat euch doch sonst auch keine Angst gemacht.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Jetzt, vor allem jetzt bin ich, der Spieler, getrennt von Stimme des Helden und Stimme des Nonkonformisten. Das kam mir vorher noch nicht so vor. Du näherst dich dem Spiegel. Betrachte dein Spiegelbild. Es ist totenstill, als du deine Hand ausstreckst. Sie sind fort, aber der Spiegel ist noch da. Es ist Zeit, dass du siehst, was in ihm ist. Das bist du. Du bist allein an einem leeren Ort. Es ist still hier. Geh weiter zur Hütte. Oh, du stehst vor der Hütte. Näher dich ihr.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Hallo. Was bist du? Ein zerbrechliches Gefäß? Ist das das Ende der Welt? Lass sie los. Kennst du den Erzähler? Hast du mich geschickt, um die Prinzessin zu erschlagen? Hast du mich hier eingesperrt? Weißt du etwas über die Welten da draußen? Bist du die Prinzessin? Kennen wir uns? Was passiert jetzt? Greif das Wesen an, zerstöre deinen Körper. Ein zerbrechliches Gefäß?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction. A winding kaleidoscope of paths unwalked. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Okay. Hast du mich geschickt, um die Prinzessin zu erschlagen? Hast du mich hier eingesperrt?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Okay. Kennst du den Erzähler?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Mhm.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Okay. Bist du die Prinzessin?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Aber war die Prinzessin schon immer ein Teil von dir, oder hast du sie dir gerade erst einverleibt?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Ein bisschen. Kennen wir uns?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Okay. Was passiert jetzt?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Okay.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole. and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Wie viele Teile von dir muss ich noch finden?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Hast du keine Angst, dass ich dich umbringen könnte?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Das macht Sinn. Wie viel werde ich vergessen?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Okay. Und was ist, wenn ich das nicht Ich wurde geschickt, um die Prinzessin zu erschlagen und sie daran zu hindern, die Welt zu zerstören. Wenn ich dir helfe, wirst du die Welt dann zerstören?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Das ist Wortklauberei. Was wirst du tun, wenn ich dir helfe?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Und was ist, wenn ich das nicht zulasse?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Verstehe. Ich gehe nicht zurück.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Warte für immer.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Das Spiel hat sich gerade beendet. Dann starten wir es mal neu. Die Ewigkeit dauert nicht mal eine Minute.
You have returned to me.
Ja.
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Ich bin nie von deiner Seite gewichen. Versuch dein Schicksal auszusitzen. Na gut, dann lass mich halt vergessen.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Alles wird schwarz und du stirbst. Kapitel 1. Der Held und die Prinzessin.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, also jetzt kann man schon ein bisschen drüber reden, glaube ich, was meine Vermutungen hierzu sind. Also es wirkt so ein bisschen wie eine Abwandlung von Stanley Parable, was ein sehr metageprägtes Videospiel war, bei dem man auch einen Erzähler hatte, der dann auf eine eigene Entscheidung reagiert hat. Und es wirkte so, als ob jede einzelne Entscheidung irgendwie auch vom Entwickler und vom Erzähler kommentiert und erfasst wurde. Und da gibt es dann halt auch mehrere Pfade, die man erkunden kann und die dann einfach komplett abweichend vom Grundkonzept sind. Bei Stanley Parable war das halt vom Arbeitsplatz aufstehen und zum Chef zu gehen, um zu kündigen. Und hier ist es halt, die Prinzessin zu ermorden oder eben nicht oder was auch immer. Und ich glaube, wenn ich das jetzt so richtig verstehe oder vermute, würde ich denken, Ziel des Spiels ist es, also tatsächliches Meta-Ziel des Spiels ist es, alle Variationen abzuklappern, die wir hier durchleben können. Also im Sinne von, wir haben die Prinzessin ermordet und als nächstes vielleicht nicht ermorden, als nächstes vielleicht alleine lassen, als nächstes vielleicht die Fesseln lösen und so weiter und so fort, damit das Konglomerat, die Fremde, die wir da eben gerade gesehen haben, wie das Spiel sich benannt hat, dann wieder ein Ganzes werden kann. Interessant. Interessant.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Hinweis: Teile des Dialogs, die du bereits gesehen hast, kannst du mit der Tab-Taste auf deiner Tastatur oder der R1-Taste auf deinem Controller überspringen. Ja, hier oben, das Symbol hatte auch geleuchtet, ist mir aufgefallen. Eine Prinzessin zu töten klingt doch aber ziemlich schlimm, meinst du
Does
nicht?
it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
True. Slay the rich. Kann das nicht jemand anders machen?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Okay. Kriege ich dafür eine Belohnung?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Okay. Ich glaube, diesmal... okay, danke, dass du mir erklärst, was ich zu tun habe.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Diesmal werde ich, glaube ich,
You
das
make
Messer
your
nehmen
way
und sie
up the
befreien.
short path to the a warning before you go any further.
Ja.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save
Zip. Ja, setz deinen Weg zur Hütte fort.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and the blade is your implement. You'll need it.
The Blade. Ach, ich kann auch Tab drücken. Na gut. Wir nehmen die Klinge.
You take the blade from the table.
Stabby.
It'd be rather difficult to slay.
Betritt den Keller.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Hallo?
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down
Hi.
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Nee, gar nicht. Ich habe mich noch nicht entschieden.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Das stimmt natürlich. Würde ich nie machen. Wir lassen die Klinge fallen.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Against your better judgment,
Bisschen.
you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed.
Die Augen sind ein kleines bisschen zu groß für den Kopf.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Okay.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Ja, wirklich seltsam.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Weil der Erzähler das gesagt hat. Ich habe meine Gründe, glaubst du, ich komme her, um dich zu töten, aber weiß nicht warum, das wäre schon lächerlich.
And yet you hesitated the moment you saw me. And you dropped your knife. If killing me was really that important, you'd have a little more gumption, don't you think?
Don't you think?
So, someone put you up to this, right? And whoever it is, it's probably the same someone who shoved me into this dark pit and chained me to a wall.
That's a fair question. Who chained her in this basement? And if she's so dangerous, how did they manage to trap her? And why have we been left to do their dirty work?
Richtig, warum hat die Person
Don't
sie nicht
give
einfach
away the
umgebracht?
game, and don't let her distract you. That's exactly what she wants.
I'm right, aren't I? So who put you up to this?
Ich bin hier, weil du angeblich die Welt zerstören sollst. Wo kann ich vom Erzähler erzählen? Ich will vom Erzähler erzählen.
Don't just tell her that.
Na doch, klar, ich darf ihr sagen, was ich will.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
Ja, richtig.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Wahrscheinlich ist sie ungefähr so lange hier unten, seit wir das Spiel gestartet haben. Was wirst du tun, wenn ich dich befreie?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful.
Okay.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Schon ein bisschen.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Das stimmt.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing.
Das stimmt.
Her word isn't worth anything.
Ja.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk.
Risiko.
We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Wie bekommen wir dich hier raus?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Das stimmt.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Gut, wir haben genug geredet.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Ja,
You know why you're here.
ich weiß, warum ich hier bin. Ich werde dich hier unten lassen, zumindest für eine Weile. So können wir uns besser kennenlernen, während ich entscheide, was zu tun ist. Lass sie eingesperrt. Ich hole dich heraus, untersuche die Ketten.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Meinst du?
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Hast du eine Idee, falls es keinen Schlüssel gibt, außer dir den Arm abzuschneiden?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Ich habe ja noch einen.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Oh,
You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
jetzt bin ich ja auch eingesperrt.
Someone else here?
Hey.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Oh, der
You're
Erzähler hat mich
here to
eingesperrt.
slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Oh, der Erzähler ist der Bad
Your
Guy.
shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Ich meine, recht hat er. Ich bin sehr viel fixer durch gewesen, als ich einfach drauf
Easier
losgestochen
for
habe.
whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Ja,
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
ab mit ihrem Arm.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Ja, also spätestens hier kann man anhand der Clues so ein bisschen raushören, das ist kein Mensch, mit dem wir es hier zu tun haben.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
So, kriege ich eine Belohnung? 5 Goldmünzen?
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Und 100 EP bitte.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Nähe dich der verschlossenen Tür.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
Doch klar kann ich das.
No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Aha.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
No!
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Railroading
Watch
DM.
me.
Erschlage die Prinzessin. Okay, ist einer davon anders? Erschlage die Prinzessin, erschlage die Prinzessin. Erschlage die Prinzessin, erschlage. Warne sie!
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Ha!
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Haben wir hier noch was anderes drin? Wehre dich. Prinzessin. Wehre dich.
The blade. Move the blade.
Ah!
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Ja.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Oh no.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Oh no.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Ja, das hoffe ich aber auch. Gut, an dieser Stelle werde ich, glaube ich, einfach mal aufhören. Spoilerific, wie es bis jetzt schon war. Auf diesem Quasi-Cliffhanger. Ja, gefällt mir sehr, sehr gut. Sehr interessantes Narrativum, also ein sehr interessantes narratives Spiel. Wirkt jetzt auch nicht so, als ob das noch weitere 20 Stunden so geht. Also ich gehe mal davon aus, jetzt vielleicht noch eine Stunde, vielleicht 2 an Gameplay, das hier noch auf mich wartet. Werde ich auf jeden Fall zu Ende spielen. Finde ich immer sehr interessant, diese Spiele, die so clever mit ihrer Story umgehen und mit den abzweigenden Pfaden. Und ich glaube, hier gibt es bestimmt noch so einiges zu sehen. Aber die Stunde ist schon rum. Und ich spiele natürlich immer nur eine Stunde, nie mehr. Dementsprechend höre ich hier auf. Ich hoffe, es hat ein bisschen Spaß gemacht, auch wenn ich diesmal nicht so viel gesagt habe. Ich habe erwartet, dass ich sehr viel mehr sage, aber dann wurde einfach vorgelesen. Also, Glück gehabt oder Pech, wer weiß. Naja, euch noch einen schönen Resttag. Man hört und sieht sich und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.